Hey, it's Biddy Penny. Welcome to my channel and welcome to the September 2025 Sheetload of Cards. Today is a collaboration day, so there's a whole team collaborating to share their sheetloads, and that's listed in the playlist. And you can just click and watch everyone's videos. Go over to Call Me Crafty Owl to get your sheetload. And this month, it was inspired by one of our teammates, Carmen, which is really awesome. I just loved the sketch this month. I pulled out an oldie but goodie. This kit is from Craft Stash and it's a few years old. I keep my kits together and like here's just random pieces from past makes, and I don't know, I just felt like making Frida cards this month, and so that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to take you along. I'm going to really kind of make a different change that I've never done before this month. Let me show you what I'll be using from this kit. I'm actually going to be using the paper pad that came with this kit. It's an 8x8 paper pad. I'm also a part of Paper Stash Smash Collab, which is another group of artists here on YouTube, and they're trying to smash their paper stash this year. And this month it's 6x8 or 8x8 paper, so I'm actually using my 8x8 paper pad. And I won't be using any stamps or anything for my cards today, just this paper pad. I'm going to use the ephemera that's here. So these cut aparts, I ended up fussy cutting all of those. And then I chose 4 different flower patterns, these 4 here. And I am making 5x7 cards. I know, no surprise to anyone here. I'm taking the sheet load and making it my own by making 5x7 cards. I'm also making a few adjustments. I really don't want to smash this whole paper pad. I just love it so much. You know, sometimes you want to use up everything, but this is like the kit that keeps on giving for me, and I like just revisiting it. I love that I have a little in my stash that I get to go back to because I didn't use it all up all at once. So I am going to be smart about my paper. It is directional, so I cut it to 6 inches and then 4 inches. And what that's going to give me is 2 4x6 panels for each sheet of paper, which means I only needed to use 4 8x8 pages to get 8 of these 4x6 panels to go on my card. So if you follow along with me, this would be, and you're making 5x7s, this is how I'm doing it. So I'm starting with this patterned paper, and these are 4x6. You could cut these, if you didn't have 8x8 pattern paper, maybe you have 6x6. You know, you could definitely still cut a 4x6 out of that. You can cut it out of 12x12. Pretty much any size pattern paper that you have will do. And so now I have 8 of these panels, 2 of each color, and aren't those just gorgeous? Now in this kit, I also had added, because I had used a little bit of this paper before when I was crafting with this kit, and I left it in there. It didn't come with it originally. I just thought it went well with it. And so I end up just needing 2 sheets. So I'm cutting these down to 3x3 squares. Again, I'm making my paper work for me here. And so I'm using 3x3 squares so that I get 4 per sheet of 6x6 paper. Then I'll take that and make sure that the point at the top and the bottom is right where my blade is going to cross. And I will cut those down with a diagonal slice. There we go. And so I only ended up needing 2 sheets of 6x6 paper for all 8 cards because of the measurements that I chose. So sometimes I just don't want scraps. So sometimes when I'm changing the sheet load to make it my own, I'm thinking about no paper scraps and of course a bit of a larger dimension. Okay, so I still haven't told you what I did. What I decided to do this month that I've never done before is the Sheetload this month makes 8 cards. I decided to make half of my cards with colored cardstock and half of my cards with white cardstock. So the base of the card being white, and then half of my cards, the base is a coordinating color that matches the flowers. So I like this lighter yellow, so I chose that as a card base. And then I'm going to bring in other coordinating colors like the red and blue. And then also this month, I matted everything with green. All the cards got a dark green because that was the coordinating thing between all of them. So if when I look at all 4 of these patterns, what they all have in common is they have the same dark green leaves. So I chose a green to be my matting layer color. There's my orange. And what I did is once I had my colors, and I don't have a lot of packs of paper, I have a lot of single sheets of colored cardstock. So, I have one orange, all my oranges might be a little different. So this really kind of worked for me. I can't I could make a whole sheet load with the same colored bases, but I just have a limited stock of things like that. So I just went through, matched up my reds, matched up everything the best that I could. And now here, this is where I decided to mat everything with green. This green measures, I believe it's 6.5 by 4.5. Let me confirm that for you, just in case you want to follow it. Yes, it's 4.5 by 6.5, that green. And so I matted all of my panels with that. And I love the way that filled in the back. And because I did that matted layer, then I didn't really choose to also mat these diagonal square cuts. I chose to just leave those as is. The next decision choice I had to make was if I was going to move them up a little bit or keep them at the corners. I decided I liked them tucked down from the corners a little bit. So bringing that down, you could measure it with like a T-ruler and be really precise, but I just kind of eyeballed mine. Here are my final cards, and I'm going to take you through them side by side and show you the difference of each one. So I made all 8 cards, and with each pair, there's a colored card base and there's a white card base. And I just think this is really fun. I can't really pick a favorite. On the inside, I put a coordinating sheet of paper on the inside of each one of these because this cardstock is kind of light, and it just helps make it a little heavier and kind of finishes off the card. I also put pearls that coordinated with the colors. And I just love this sheet load. Now, most all of them have this image. I chose to put mine in the center between those 2 diagonal pieces on all of them, but my blue set, I did something different with them. But I really like these. It was real simple. I just matted them and popped them up on foam tape and put them there in the center. These were really simple cards to make, but I think they're very effective and very beautiful. I had a whole lot of fun making this sheet load. The sheet load is absolutely free. You go over, you watch Call Me Crafty Al's video, you'll find out the instructions to get your copy, and then you can make a sheet load of cards. Now the sheet load is for an A2 this month. I just converted mine. These, I put this frame behind them, and that was a cutout from the page. Well, I hope you enjoyed the sheet load. The playlist is going to be pinned here at the end of the video, so you can easily just click on it and watch and see what all the other collaborators have made. I chose to leave these sentiment free so they could be used for just about anything. And just really love all the little details and the finishing touches. I hope you enjoyed these. I hope you're feeling inspired to go get your copy of the September 2025 Sheetload of Cards. Go check out and see all the different themes and all the different ways the collaboration team has made it their own. And I will see you next time. Bye.